live.
Oh, hey, yay.
And
I feel like I'm...
sound and everything.
Very
Oh, yeah,
far
yeah.
over
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yes. They set up the camera differently every time.
It's just I don't want to sit next to you.
Yeah, that's right.
As far away from you as
I'm
I
going to
possibly
widen
can.
that chat box. Yes. So how is it going? Getting ready for some traveling, I hear.
Yeah, so the going is not. Right? No, I mean, hobby stuff, not really.
Yeah, everything's like kind of on hold. Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you going to be bringing back some stuff that's been the Kickstarters and stuff that were delivered to North American address?
Possibly.
Cool.
I'm determined to travel light. I don't know if I'm going to have room to bring back all the stuff I've sent to my poor parents' house with all the stuff. Yeah, it's and also books are heavy.
Yeah, right.
Books are heavy.
That's true.
So,
but a cardboard box can be a second, checked bag. You know?
Sure. I'm now thinking that Seinfeld episode where they don't like tape anything and all just like all these books just spill out onto the conveyor belt once we get back to the Kansai International Airport. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, well, I'll bring some things back, I think, but maybe not a lot of heavy stuff. But yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
Then of course, the one thing I can't bring back is time to use it.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, that's what I really need.
Santa can't bring you in.
Someone, please run a Kickstarter for time.
Time.
Right?
We just Oh, that's interesting. They actually a Kickstarter we're going to talk about talks about how they can buy time.
That's
interesting. Yeah,
I'm interested. Yes. Bring it.
Yeah, talk about the more successful their campaign is, they can buy time with it. Like, yeah, but it's a cool explanation. Yeah,
I want to hear how this works. Right?
All right, but let me take a look at the chat. How is everyone doing?
You quick send out the thing that hey, we're actually live now.
We are live.
Oh, cool! I go onto YouTube on my phone, and it's me staring at my phone. Well, I mean, it's accurate. Okay.
Nice. Hey, Matt. Matt is here. Oh, and Orcus. How's it going? Oh, very cool. Been over a year, but finally not too busy or tired to catch a live one. Oh, great to have you.
Not too busy and not tired. Like, that's a Venn diagram that has no overlap.
Right.
Too busy, too tired.
It's that daylight savings, I think, that makes it possible.
Oh, nice.
Probably.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, Orcus does good stuff, like just pulls from his shelf of
nice.
RPGs. So some really good stuff on his channel. And part of the Titter Pigs podcast as well.
Cool.
Yeah, so good stuff. They do a lot of really good interviews with that.
I'm jealous. I've been told that I have too many of the shelves in our bookshelf, especially by the it's not fair. You have 3. Everyone else only has 2. I'm just like, well, there's going to be more when I come back.
Yes, right. Nice. Hey, Abyss, how's it going? Abyss has been checking in on my my nightly readings, so that's been
nice.
good. I think the schedule works best for Europe, the way I'm posting them. Nice. All right. So
There we go.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll just update. Yeah. So 20% done. This is a long book. Yeah, 7 chapters. Finally, by the 6th chapter, it kind of connected to the first novel. So we've got characters recurring from so it is going to be connected. I was really worried because they don't give anything away in the blurb on the back of the book. And the first 5 chapters are just character development for this one guy, first person.
Well,
and
they better be real and interesting.
It sounds like they're going to play with, or the author is playing with the fact that Cybertronic is kind of violating. They have the vulnerable technology, and so there's this. The character goes into this fugue state and is actually like in the head of a Dark Legion. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Okay,
it's like
weird.
They do a weird, interesting thing, and no one believes him. Like no one, so everyone instantly thinks he's a heretic or some kind of plant by the Brotherhood. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This definitely is the best of the 3 books because the other 2 were real slow to start and they had very limited action. This in the first chapter. The
cold open?
the Cybertronic agent is like just taking people out, during this operation. So very quickly, and I guess the first book had a little bit of that, a little bit of kind of stealth, stealth operation. But
we've skipped stealth, stealth, and gone right
to murder. But and they do a nice job with Cybertronic having extra senses. They explain it well that this character can see in infrared and is seeing over the net and everything, which is something that most people don't even have access to. So,
yeah. Because I mean, the organization or the way circuits are laid out, just dark symmetry.
Yes,
right.
right. Yeah, and it's cool that he also kind of goes on to explain, that the other corporations just divested themselves of that. Nothing more sophisticated than a toaster, and so that put them at a disadvantage immediately. Immediately, there's a big step back, but they stayed competitive with their military forces, and so they took resources militarily, and didn't have to rely so much on technology. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Not holding on to anything more sophisticated than a toaster. What does that do to communication? And,
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Everything is very low level.
Steam tubes.
Yeah. Right.
Pneumatic tubes. Across. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Like continental steam tubes, right? Just across the whole continent. It would. Man, imagine having to be like a repair crew on that,
to
right?
deal with that. Yes. The messages are jammed. Yeah. Somebody.
Where? Somewhere across the Atlantic. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, and the discussion of, because they're on the moon, like the
steam tubes to the moon.
the ever looming presence of the dead Earth. I think that's cool. Like in the night sky is dead Earth. Yeah, that's a pretty cool.
It's not like they can send anything up there.
Yeah, right. But that's pretty nice as far as like world building and stuff. All right.
That's kind of an inverse of the charred moon or whatever, like that thing hanging. It's this thing always in the night sky that reminds you of what once was. Yeah, that's true. Instead of people fighting over the moon and destroying it, and so it's this broken thing, or a chair-faced villain starting to carve their name into it.
Yeah, right. And wasn't the opening for Thundar the Barbarian? Wasn't the moon cracked in half and still?
Yeah, it was because there's the rogue comet, right?
That's right.
Pulls, cracks the moon and strips the atmosphere off.
That's right. That's what caused everything.
Yep,
that's right.
It was like 1999.
Yeah. Oh my God, we missed it. Or
we're all dead.
Oh, and this is just wow. We are just in. Yeah,
this is the Matrix.
Yeah, right. The world has been wiped out. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. All right. Should we do this?
Yep.
All right. Strap in, weaklings. It's weekly o'clock. 2:20 in your face. That's Chris. I'm Jeremy. Let's do this.
I was not prepared for that.
I've been reading too much 90s steam or diesel funk.
All right. So you got to do it again next week.
Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, do it again. I was missing the intensity, the X of everything that we had in the 90s. Everything was extreme and in your face.
Yeah, well, okay, triple X, right?
Right. Yeah. And I noticed that with the writing too. It's funny, how it's trying to capture the tone, like a 90s tone.
Is it trying to capture the tone, or because when was it written?
Oh, it was written in the 90s. Hey,
oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
So yeah, I mean, maybe that's how everyone was writing.
It's some of it is probably this is just how it was written, but do you think it was also trying to grab the zeitgeist of whatever 90s?
I don't know. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if because the game, the Mutant Chronicles and everything already has that kind of built in, so it's easy to lean into that. So I wonder, but yeah, that's definitely infectious. How you talk about everything. All right, so this week on the weekly, making of D&D book.
Okay.
Shin Megami Tensei, RPG in English.
Okay.
Artists leaving Games Workshop.
Okay.
It's too late for Cool Stuff Inc. And a last-minute ad, MCDM RPG.
Okay.
Let's see how we do in this extreme version.
Yeah. You need a giant. We need to replace the K in weekly with a giant scrawled X.
Yeah, right. Yes, need that very chromy metal. So we'll start with an interesting historical book actually being released by Wizards of the Coast as maybe part of the anniversary thing. So there have been several books about Arneson and Gygax.
Yep.
That relationship, Game Wizards. There was even a bit in Slaying the Dragon. There's been quite a few books, kind of doing either interviews or going through old archival, letters and written archival.
How long until someone just digs up a grave and starts reading through the skeleton? I don't know.
They were working up to it, I guess. So the making of original Dungeons and Dragons, 1970 to 1976, is a 500-page book that Wizards of the Coast is releasing sometime next year. They kind of tipped their hand, but then maybe not. This was revealed at PAX Unplugged in 2023's panel.
Mad that PAX Unplugged happens in my home city.
Oh, serious? Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Nothing better than a local convention. It's pretty good. So there was a panel. Jeremy Crawford, Chris Perkins, Amanda Hammond, and James Wyatt were going over the D&D 2024 core book details, upcoming adventure supplements, and then they revealed this. And so it's going to be basically a collection of artifacts. And they got John Peterson, who wrote Game Wizards and Playing at the World, and is a really good archivist, real good historian of tabletop and wargaming, to help them put this together. He also worked on their art book, the D&D art book that they did, which has a lot of nice original stuff in it. So it'll be a retrospective of a historical account of the original D&D, original illustrations, notations from the original manuscripts, a replica of the original D&D manual, complete with footnotes, edit lines, and original scans whenever possible. So yeah, this is interesting. Oh yeah, Elusive Shift as well. So Playing at the World, Elusive Shift, and the Art and Arcana Dungeons and Dragons book he's been involved with. So yeah, this will be an interesting thing, and it's strange because this is a little bit contentious. Gygax, kind of took over, and his name ended up on everything, and Wizards is going to kind of reopen this. I think there's still living relatives and stuff that might have a problem depending on how this book paints the people. But I guess if it's coming from correspondence, yeah, we'll see. So correspondence, they're claiming correspondence that has never been seen by public. So it'll be basically the origins of Arneson's homebrew Blackmoor and Gygax's Greyhawk. Right. So yeah, we'll see. And this is, of course, we've got the documentary coming up. They didn't promote that though, but the Untitled D&D documentary with Joe Manganiello is still coming. But a funny thing that happened when they were revealing this is they were posting on social media. They posted on Instagram, and the graphics that they used had release dates for everything coming out next year. Whoops, whoa. So they released them and then immediately took them down.
Right. Not before someone screen capped them, I
guess.
Of
course, yes. The internet never forgets. Yep. And so the release will be in late May for the new stuff coming up. So that means the core rule books for the 2024, whatever they're calling it. And along with Vecna, Eve of Ruin campaign, which is their adventure campaign. And then in June following will be the making of the making of original D&D book, and then Quest from the Infinite Staircase in July. So summer releases, everything. We have a busy summer with D&D releases, but that may not hold.
Will we have a busy summer?
we won't.
Okay, yeah.
Some people will.
Yeah,
some people
there you go. Some people will, yeah.
Yes. So that was funny. So they showed that, and then they're like, oh wait, those aren't set in stone yet. So let's take that back. So because they've had a lot of production problems, the Deck of Many Things was a big failure as far as producing something that wasn't garbage for
the garbage card. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so yeah, global distribution, everything is getting harder. It's much more unpredictable. So showing this date was maybe a bit of a whoopsie.
I mean, to cut them a little bit of slack, like, a release date doesn't necessarily mean worldwide.
Right. Right. Yeah, so next year things are going to get weird next year. We'll see how that goes. And this will be, this is really big for them. And if they botch this, then I think D&D is going to, if they
Oh, you're not talking solely about
everything that they're doing.
If they kind of botch,
if these releases and nobody can log into the VTT and people are just like, wait, I can't. What's going on? I mean, if you start to make it difficult to have access to your game, or if people start being suspicious of quality, there's so much else out there of high quality, well edited, well made, and without AI art.
Not D&D though.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree that if WotC and Hasbro have trouble rolling the stuff out next year, yes, they will lose some people. At this point, D&D has become a lifestyle brand, right?
Right. You just gotta
Sure, there are people that play it that are not devotees, but it's a lifestyle brand, which is why we have all this stuff around it. The hardcore fans, you're not going to lose them, right? They're going to be like, oh, we'll just wait for the quality, right? Anyway.
Yeah, so it'll be an interesting year. I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about. We can be disappointed continually.
That was this year.
Oh, that's right.
That was this year, goddammit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I still can't believe this is still the same year that the OGL debacle happened.
Yeah.
Jeez. And people have already forgotten. They're looking forward to the
and I was just talking about that on social media this morning, and the fact that there was this big stink about, they're just trying to screw him, and then as soon as Wizards walked it back and went, we're cool.
Yeah,
right?
They're nice guys.
Yeah. It's that lifestyle brand, hardcore, drunk the Kool-Aid. That's what I said. Yeah. Unless the rollout is just a complete and total flop, they're not going to lose the hardcore fans.
Yeah. It's funny, but something to look forward to.
Ask me how I really feel.
And something else that kind of slipped out, maybe accidentally, but it was interesting. There was an Amazon posting of a Shin Megami Tensei role-playing game in English.
Okay.
So Tokyo Conception. So otherwise known, I think the North American name, they changed it to Persona, so it didn't have the long Japanese name. Yeah, so the Persona series has had a TTRPG since 1993 in Japan. Yeah, so it's had numerous editions and revisions over the years, but it's never been released in English. Probably some fan translations, but never been released in English. So neither Sega or Atlas or even the rulebooks publisher has announced anything about this, but it just showed up for $50 on Amazon.
Okay.
For pre-order to be released February 20th, 2024. So Lion Wing Publishing was the listed publisher, and they've previously done games like Embryo Engine, Gun and Gun, and Convictor Drive. So they kind of specialize in localizing for English-speaking markets, Japanese tabletop. And so we don't know. There aren't details like in the description whether this is going to include the Mala Underground expansion. Basically, the game concept and everything is based on Shin Megami Tensei 3. So whatever the first two things did, they are ignoring that. So Nocturne, maybe probably one of the more popular ones in the early days. That launched in 2004 September in Japan. So this is old stuff. Yeah. And the game in Japan is already in its 5th edition. Yeah. So we're finally getting, after 5 editions, an English version of it.
Okay, not a video game player. I know people talk about Persona. I have no idea if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to think it's kind of like Final Fantasy, where it's elements are the same, not maybe a continuation of the storyline, not necessarily the same character storyline, whatever, but similar through lines, just rather than 5th edition.
Yeah, anyway. Definitely. Yeah, and it's so demons and high school in Tokyo. So,
how could that go wrong?
Yeah, that's got to be good. So they don't say anything about the system or anything. So we'll see what that looks like. And finally, all that fan translation maybe got put to good use. Who knows? All right. An interesting. So Spiky Bits really loves bagging on Games Workshop, and they're fun articles to read. So I keep reading them.
So they're doing something right.
So their art department is just abandoning ship. So
really?
Yeah, Games Workshop is losing artists at an alarming rate. So we already saw the creators and kind of their people in front of the camera, like Duncan Peachy and Louise Sugden, leaving and starting their own channels and probably making more money than they did at Games Workshop, just running social media and YouTube. But this year, they've also lost Paul Dayton, Phil Moss, and Thomas Elliott. So Dayton was illustrating for over 20 years for Games Workshop. And the thing is, I'm glad people even know the names. I mean, you know the names of the employees, but I can't, when I hear those names, I can't connect it to the art.
Right, so not the way you can connect it to John Bland.
Right, yeah. So they're not being supported, and maybe that's part of the reason to leave, is because other companies will put your name on it and say art by, and you're going to help, people will connect your style with your name, and that's just not happening at Games Workshop. So Dayton is being is moving to Come On. So it's going to be the senior artist, or started as a senior artist already this year, and so contributing his work to Kamon's. And unfortunately, they have so many licensed products. I hope he's not going to be drawing the X-Men, but anyhow, and so he was basically the director of all of the art. So probably everything for 10th edition has already been done, and his work and his art direction is going to be all over that, along with Age of Sigmar. So that's pretty big. So he left back in August, and then Thomas Elliott joins Archvillain, so Archvillain Games, and then Phil Moss was an 8-year veteran and is created some of the covers for the 40K rulebooks and is gone. So interesting. So I wonder what is causing that, and if it is recognition or if it's compensation. I mean, this is a company that's easily doing better. Games Workshop is doing better than any other tabletop company, and they're not paying people well enough to keep them. Or Nottingham is a terrible place to work. I don't know.
I have to think you'd be able to do it remote.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Maybe not. Maybe not the way Games Workshop works, right?
Yeah.
But not going to speculate what goes on behind closed doors at Games Workshop, but I am, right? Like you said, it might be compensation. It might be just, okay, I've done this a lot, and you're not putting my name.
Right, no recognition.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially if inside the book it says like art by Games Workshop Studio.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like...
Yeah, just like they do the Story Forge, you know, all the people that wrote their animation.
I have to think it's that writing, you know, Story Forge is... Why would a company who does that do that? Why would a company who does that? Did I mention I'm an English teacher? Why would a company who does that?
Who do that?
Yeah, thank you. Why would a company who do that? God damn it. I'm going to be stuck on that for a while.
Okay.
Not do that kind of across the board.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's true. And the frightening thing is, you know, if these artists have already been working for a decade or more with them, they have a lot of examples of their art. There's software you can feed their art into and recreate. So the scary...
I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah, I mean, that's also...
That's the scary thing is, like, if you're unhappy in your creative position with a company like that, we're like, well, we can save even more money because we already have several examples of your style that we can reverse engineer.
On the speculation train, who's to say GW is not already doing that?
Yeah, though that's true too, and that might be part of the
right.
And that, you know, you're just not allowed, your contract or whatever doesn't allow you. There's an NDA that doesn't allow you to say anything about what's going on.
Yep.
In workings.
I don't know. I don't like it, but at the same time, I don't know what the contract these artists had with Games Workshop was. If it was something like, cool, you now own my artwork, then Games Workshop has the right to feed it into an AI machine, right?
Yeah, that's
Unless
true.
that was part of the clause in the contract, right?
No, that's true. And if it's all digital,
Yep.
Ouch. But more bad news. There's always related articles on the site. Their live engagement for a lot of the Games Workshop live streams, their reveals and stuff is just declining. It's on like kind of a steady decline. We're getting pretty decent numbers. So almost 30,000 viewers for when they do big launches to reveal things or big events, and they've lost almost 10,000 viewers totally for their compared to last year's Grand Narrative streams. And I really don't think they do streams very well.
Okay.
They either do people in webcams, which might be something from the pandemic, people at home. So people in lousy webcams with bad microphones, or they have like a sports commentator desk with two guys sitting there, and with the the little golf shirts on with the logos, and it's like, okay, yeah. So they're not great. What they do.
Maybe that's why then.
So
I also don't know how often they do them.
Right, and the scheduling is very weird. I'm sure the UK viewers are very happy, but it's pretty inconvenient to see anything. But so we'll see. We'll see how if people are actually starting to be less interested in this as they're stepping up, because they've invested a lot. It seems like in infrastructure. They rebuilt their website. They've got warehouses with robots and whatever kind of nonsense is going on.
Why would you not have like Skullface server?
That's right.
Missed opportunity there. If you're going to squander money, that's the place to do it, right?
Right. Yeah, that's where the artists. Yeah, all the former employees' skulls will still be used. So we'll see if they can maintain, because 10th edition should have been huge. It should have been. I mean, it should have been a big celebration, and it just wasn't. So
maybe customers got tired of having to spend so much money.
Yeah, right.
Big celebration of where you got to rebuild your army from scratch. Oh,
yes.
I don't know. I have not played 40K and not been in like the 40K playing scene for so long. I kind of can't comment at all on rules, right? Model side and stuff like that, okay, I can comment on, but like the rules wise, I don't know.
Yes. So
the only thing I will say, whatever editor they had for Rick Priestley when he was writing the rules, fucking golden, because the rule sets here right now, my God, right? They are.
Somebody's gonna show up at your door and just like
they
stab you and say, Rick Priestley says hello.
Like, I'm sure the rules are great, but after reading like Black Powder 2nd edition, it's the classic. Here's a whole page on how the table should be arranged and all this stuff, and you can spend an enjoyable evening or afternoon with other people. Just tell me it's a fucking 4x6 table, bro. Right? That's all I needed to know. Right. Anyway, yeah. Moving on.
Well, here's a little bit of the blame game. Cool Stuff Inc.'s founder says it's too late for us.
Oh.
So they're putting the blame on, they're pointing the finger at Amazon. So Cool Stuff Inc. used to be one of the world's largest online board game retailers. And they didn't start out as having any interest in board games. They were originally a CCG seller, singles for Magic and I'm sure cases and stuff. Their biggest competitor at that time, so they were founded in 2002, so they've been around for a while. And this is after the bubble, so they got themselves set up when things were just kind of recovering. And their biggest competitors were things like Card House, and they noticed that Card House was having some success selling Settlers of Catan, of course.
Best board game in the world.
Many dozens of copies a week. So they decided to get into it. It was slow at first, but they built this up to do a pretty swift business. So there were thousands of board games coming out. A year at the kind of the peak of things, and so there was a ton, and then things just the board game market started to cool down, and I think a lot of customers moved to crowdfunding. You moved to getting things directly, and there wasn't much left for people that were going to handle. So they were having trouble with distribution, but the founder is saying that. The real trouble happened for them, and I'm not sure this is his side of the story. 2013, Amazon hired a product manager for board games that specifically targeted the online competition. So originally, Cool Stuff was using like an Amazon marketplace and sharing their inventory and selling stuff on Amazon. And then when this thing happened, it was a shift, and suddenly they were competing directly with Amazon, and Amazon's prices were always better. Right. Their shipping was always better, and it just couldn't happen. Then a couple other factors kind of converged. Minimum advertised price was implemented that stopped them from selling through distribution, and then Kickstarter. Like I suspected, Kickstarter took a big bite out of them. But they're saying that Amazon directly targeted them. And the way that they know this is that they would change their prices to odd little random prices. Okay. And Amazon then would have stuff listed for that exact same price. So that was, for them, proof that Amazon was like specifically trying to destroy them. Yeah. And so they started to try to diversify. They started a thing, Quartermaster Logistics. They partnered with Tom Vassell and Dice Tower. And we're doing, direct fulfillment and things, and working with. They brought in people from Fun Again, which I think does fulfillment and things, or did with board games. And now Fun Again is out of business, and they don't feel like board games are their future, so they're just kind of stepping away. They're going to stick with the cards. They're probably much easier to warehouse. Yeah. And another thing that they point to is Amazon is being sued. There's the FTC claims of monopolistic practices, so there's a bunch of charges against them in several states in the U.S. So it's going to be a financial penalty that Amazon made in the time that it takes to read the judgment. Amazon would have made the money to pay for that. So it's like, okay, you're gonna have to do something else other than fine them. But so it was kind of a really sad story about the decline of this and how we just can't do this anymore. But the comment section under this post got really contentious. Okay. A lot of people are pointing to your business practices sucked. The quality of, you didn't know how to do shipping. You didn't handle things well. It's not all Amazon's fault. Amazon automates so much stuff. So if it's following your pricing, that could just be the algorithm. That could just be a bot. That could be something crawling.
Okay, I'm not saying they're wrong. The thing is, it's the algorithm. Like someone wrote that doesn't. Right. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So they just said they made bad business decisions. Don't blame Amazon. So I was surprised Amazon was getting so many defenders.
Amazon's a lifestyle brand too, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
People will go to bat for their company. Right?
That's true. Yeah, complaining about their customer service. So just going on and on, and so they're saying that Amazon really didn't do anything that was non-competitive to you. It's just they are better at they can move faster and bigger and better at doing things. And you just can't keep up with that. You do have to niche, specialize, do something that they're not doing and they're not even interested in.
And you know what? It is possible both things happened.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's true. No, it's possibly a combination of both. Yes. So that was I'm sorry, I missed his name. Jerry Solkind. They're stepping back, and it kind of the end of an era for, I think, a lot of the online retail is going to kind of it's kind of shrinking, and you need the support of maybe a lot of social media support and a lot of influencer support to keep sales coming in, because when you're discounting things and cutting your profit margins so slim compared to now Games Workshop wants you order directly from them, so they get the full full retail price for everything. It's hard to compete, but but people are saying it's not all Amazon's fault. Their market changes and
not going to bet for Amazon.
Your business practices, so on and so forth. All right, and a last-minute addition, a Kickstarter, the MCDM
the time
Productions. Yes. Oh, yes. So they're raising money, and they've already raised a shitload of money.
Like that's an actual number, shitload, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is the amount that they seem to consistently raise. So we've already had Kobold Press did Tales of the Valiant, their Black Flag project. Now Matt Colville is stepping in, and it seems a little late in the game, but I think the timing might work because the dust is kind of settled, and what they're doing is, so what he did with MCDM was basically do third-party support for 5e. Okay. They did so many releases, very successful Kickstarters, gorgeous art, things that people really liked. You may have remembered like Strongholds and Followers, Kingdoms and Warfare, Where Evil Lives, and Flee Mortals were some of their releases. These were all multi-million-dollar, not all of them, but they made $2.1 million for Strongholds and Followers, 1.4 for Kingdoms and Warfare.
2 millions, I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, okay. 2 millions. And Flee Mortals, which was kind of just an expanded monster manual, 2 million. So they consistently do well on social media, and Colville has a connection with the Critters. So Critical Role, he's been writing the comics for Dark Horse Comics. So he's been connected with them for a while, and then some of his staff for MCDM also helped with the putting together the source book that they did for the Critical Role setting. So they have some connections. So I'm sure that probably helps. So they have friendly names and faces and things.
A built-in rabid fan base.
A rabid fan base, and they already have had so much success with crowdfunding that this seems like a logical move. So they're doing their own system. They already have they already have developed settings, and they already have monsters and a lot of mechanics and things that they've developed that kind of are add on to 5e. Now they're stepping away and doing their own system. They're going to have their own gaming license, and it sounds interesting. There's a couple of things that turn me off, and it doesn't seem like something.
The gaming license, because you don't need one.
Right?
Anyway,
well, yeah, it doesn't. It seems like that they're very 4e, and Colville comes from video games, so a lot of the approach sounds a little bit like video games. Their playtesting and everything sounds a lot more video gamey. But the designer that one of the designers said, "We're encapsulating decades of design experience into crafting an RPG experience that focuses on the hero's journey filled with action and strategic combat. Characters don't just swing their swords. Monsters aren't just bags of hit points. Every hero and monster turn is dynamic and full of cinematic action." So that's the thing.
Sounds like a lot of crap to track.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, it sounds like the character classes have a lot of points. So they are focusing on the cinematic as opposed to the simulationist. They're moving away from that, which I guess was what early versions, and even I guess 4E had a bit of simulationist.
I don't know if you can say simulation. Like as soon as you toss magic into anything,
right.
Simulation is just out the door.
Right.
Okay. No, I disagree, because I've gotten into friendly arguments with people. Right. Simulationist, in my opinion, or what one definition of simulationist is, we have this world, we're going to try and simulate the physics of this world, right? And if the world includes magic, well, we're going to try and simulate what magic works, as opposed to like emulating a genre, or cinematic might be a genre, right? So okay, yes, simulationist does not mean the real world. Simulationist means there are these physical rules, and we're going to try and replicate them in mechanic form.
Right. So they for the system they are abandoning the D20.
I'm already interested. Okay.
Yeah. So you're rolling 2 D6s, and you're adding a D8 or a D4, some other kind of bonus die to the roll. And these are just so they represent situational advantages, disadvantages, and an interesting thing. So there's a 50-minute crowdfunding video for this, and this is available on BackerKit. It's not a Kickstarter. If I've accidentally said that, it's a crowdfunder on BackerKit, and 50-minute video that outlines everything. And the interesting thing is there's no 2 hit rolls. You always hit. It's just how successful your hit is. So both sides are always hitting, and it just you just want to get as big. You just want to kind of build up your attacks. So the cooperation between the party members helps to get those big combos, lay in some big attacks. So that's interesting. You're not because that's the weird thing about when you're playing kind of OSR. It's like miss, a whole round of miss. Okay, one more time, miss, and there's no way to do that. Sure. So yeah, they're avoiding that. The one thing where I start to go okay and step back a little bit is the game master is called the director. Okay, and I
don't immediately hate it, but okay.
And because they're focusing on the cinematic. Mm-hmm. So the directors are okay. So the interesting thing, whoever wins initiative, they get to elect the person that goes, or the player character goes, and then they elect who on the other side, the losing side, goes.
So it's something I think this is called like popcorn initiative or something like
that.
Yes,
right.
I took my turn and I get to choose who goes.
Yeah,
next.
right.
Maybe it has to be someone on the other side.
Yeah,
right?
and try to either knock them out of order or do something, go for the weaker. Yeah,
I like it. There's tactics there.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Or maybe not tactics, but strategy. Right. Okay.
But this is when I was like, oh, okay. Directors are also encouraged to yell cut when combat is starting to slog, or it's just
okay.
So you're just ending cut to make it cinematic. So avoiding things just dragging on too long.
You know what? Okay, my face said I don't like them,
but in your heart.
Okay, I'm gonna similar to the way the Apocalypse World engine kind of wrote out and, in my opinion, codified things that good GMs were already doing and turned them into GM moves, which a lot of people have trouble with. Like, knowing when to end the scene is a GM skill. You're no, we got to move on, right?
Right.
So my initial knee-jerk reaction was, but then I'm like, no, good GMs do that in any way. Yeah. Unless there's some kind of like weird mechanic or whatever tied to it, then I'm actually okay with this.
Yeah. So that does make sense, and especially because we're talking about cinematic, like framing it in scenes from a movie and stuff helps everyone to kind of understand what you're dealing with, instead of just I don't know, we're wandering around and or just the endless exchanging blows.
Oh, there are still enemies up and moving, right?
Right. Yes, right. So, a lot of things have been carried over from the development they've been doing for 5e. So, Flea Mortals included controllers and minions, which may be something they do with their necromancer classes or things.
Yeah, I think controllers were able to move stuff around the battlefield, and minions were like, hey, there's a whole bunch of these little monsters that kind of, I think they had one hit each, but it's a way to represent giant mobs.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right, because they did this. Yeah, they did siege mechanics and stuff, right? So instantly they got $1 million. So their goal was $800,000. And then they said this is their highest goal ever. And what's good is backer kid is not going to take a big bite out of it, so they're going to get most of this money. But they have pretty ambitious stretch goals. So 1.5 million and 2 million are their two goals, and I think they're both already achieved. One of them will get you a virtual tabletop specific for this game. They're developing their own VTT for this game, and it's like, okay, they said though this is not a guarantee. You're not pledging to get this virtual tabletop, but they've already hired somebody. They showed screenshots of what they've been developing. They've already played in it, doing some testing. So it's in process. They already have a third party working on this. So they said, at that stretch goal, we will, make this go forward. But because they do come from video games, they understand this could just fall apart. This could get too expensive. It could not work. But they're doing their own VTT, and also I think it's 1.5 million is going to give you multiple settings. They've got in their fantasy world, which they've already kind of established. You'll have a fantasy kind of exploration setting, a city-based kind of urban setting, and then a time travel kind of weird 70s sci-fi kind of setting. So they're also being very honest about the pricing. So $40 will get you so the books that they're releasing, they're doing 2 books. A heroes book, which is all the rules for character creation, heroes, how everything works, leveling up, and then a monsters book. And you can't get the monsters book by itself because it's kind of goes with the hero book, but the hero book is the rule book, and they said they're not doing any director's guides or anything. The way that they've already approached it is they have been releasing updates. I forget what they're calling them, but these little PDF updates that give you instructions about how to play the game. The rules to play the game are in the player's guide, so the running the game is kind of already in their YouTube videos, and because they've been developing for a while. So, and I think the list of spells and then also magic items are in the player's guide. So
gotta bulk that book out.
Yeah, right. So they don't see any reason. And in the monsters guide will be how to kind of play the monsters and where they go and more about the setting. But then they're going to be releasing how to play the settings is going to be in the settings books, and they're going to do, if they get higher, and I think the next highest stretch goal, or the kind of idea is their settings will be box sets eventually. Okay. Not maybe with this campaign, but if this is successful, they'll keep supporting this. And the structure of the playtesting was kind of interesting. They've been doing internal testing for a while. They have a Patreon, so they let people kind of see what they're doing. So you get to see the real ugly and scratched out, we're not doing this is gone, parts of it. Once that's completed, they're hiring paid playtesters. They're going to go outside and give these guys the game and just have them, just like a video game. You get the testers that are just going to tear it apart and find out every way to break it and then give you back that data. Then patrons on the Patreon will be kind of their first round of beta testers after that's been all ironed out. So it's going to be a while. They're not expecting to have finished this before maybe June of 2025.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they're giving it plenty of time. You can have an early PDF. They say fairly early. You'll have some sort of quick start to try it out, and then early versions of PDF will come out probably next year. But they don't want to promise a finished anything until that 2025 date. Okay. It's going to be expensive. The books themselves will be $70 each. The set, I think, is $130. And then there's, of course, a limited edition version and more and more expensive versions, right?
Ribbon bookmark stuff.
Yes, and adding stuff because they, everybody likes that cool stuff, and they are,
or they suffer from FOMO,
right? And
which I am not immune to. So yeah, okay.
And in the sorry, so with the stretch goals and the success of the campaign, Colville talked about time. So if you want this sooner, if we get more money, it will be done sooner. We can buy time because we will hire more contractors, we'll hire more artists, we'll hire more people. So we'll have a bigger team. We'll build the team. If this is really well funded, our team will grow and we'll actually be able to complete it sooner. So they can't speed up play testing, but they can speed up the production, layout and everything if they have more people on it. So I thought that was a very interesting way to put it.
It is. And I guess it's kind of honest, right? The more money we get, the faster we can produce this because, the bigger the team. Okay.
Yeah. So the game itself doesn't sound... it's interesting because it sounds like Colville is part of like this next generation of like the default reliable game designers that people are going to say, oh, they always do good stuff and I follow whatever they do, kind of like the other ones. But
that's slipping your mind. Yeah.
The later, it's like a next generation, and so this is interesting. If this gets a foothold and people really like, it sounds like you can do a little bit too much min-maxing and a lot of I don't know. And there are a lot of points. Each class has different points, and they rename kind of all the classes to, instead of rogue or thief, it's the shadow, and instead of so it's kind of like they're generalizing them, and maybe that makes them more portable to different settings, when they're when they don't sound so.
Or the alternative is just, what, similar to Paizo, we're divesting ourselves from any and all WotC and Hasbro IP, and so
moving away from D20 and then renaming classes does mean that we don't want to connect ourselves at all to that, just in case.
I haven't picked up any of their stuff because I'm not interested in 5e or D20 or like that, but I have to wonder if they have a big enough following where a sizable chunk of people are going to go, you know what, let's go play this instead of D&D.
Right.
I wonder what's going to happen. Are we starting to see enough people leave the WotC D&D walled garden?
Yeah, almost 2 million.
Okay, yeah.
It's only been 2 days.
Well, I mean, like it pays to have a big following. Well, and that's not to say that they haven't put out lots of stuff in the past, right? Like, obviously their following is kind of well earned with all the stuff they put out. So.
Oh yeah, and I think this is when you cash in. Like, this is when all that goodwill and all the people appreciating the quality of your work, but it was third party supporting 5e. This is when you cash in on that, make it your own thing, because you have no idea what WotC is going to do.
No, you don't.
It's like, oh yeah, you did this great stuff, but screw you.
Well, that's exactly what I said on social media this morning. Yeah, right? Where I was talking about like the OGL, like, cool. Why do you want to tie yourself? Okay, the ORC is a little bit different, right? The kind of being owned by, not owned, but like managed by a separate entity makes me a bit less leery of it. But why do you want to tie yourself to any kind of OGL-like thing? Because all you're doing is setting yourself up for 5, 10, 15 years for that company to go, yoink, right?
Yeah, we own this, or you don't own this, you can't sell this.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Trick me once, shame on me, right? Fool me twice, shame on you, right? Like, why are you doing this? So, yes.
Yes.
People who were big into third party, or companies who were big into third party D&D stuff.
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, so Cobalt Press and now MCDM are going to go. They're going their own way, and they did talk about the reason that they wanted to develop their own license because they want people to be able to, and they've already done a license, I think, for one of their settings or something. But they want people to be able to make money off of supporting them. You know, be able to develop their own third party.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm leery of what those. Not leery. Because, like, in the little indie thing, like, there's lots of little licenses, right? Or like kind of SRDs, or all you have to do is include, like, this little line to say it was kind of built from whatever, and you're allowed to sell it. I want to know what kind of the bigger, not quite indie games license looks like.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That will be interesting. A couple of the other encouraging things about this campaign that Colville said is their biggest expense is art. Okay. And I was like, oh. Thank God, you know that's
maybe they're just funneling a lot of stuff into an AI machine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a really expensive AI. No, but that's really nice to hear that they're actually supporting artists. And they said that, you know, in their personal opinion, they have the best quality art in the business. So that's good. They're still supporting that. They're not like, oh, we can make more money if we kind of back off of that. So there's supporting that, and they're also very honest about, yes, our books are expensive, and you know you can wait for them to go to retail. You can just get the PDF. There's ways to not have to spend so much money on them, and definitely just wait until it comes out if you have any reservations or anything, and you know hear what people are saying about it, and don't feel like you have to support it right now. But if you support it right now, it's going to be a better product.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
So yeah, so I thought it was very honest. A really long video.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, I think honesty is the best policy. Be like, yeah, books are expensive. Here's what it costs us to make them.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Right. And that discounting it or saying they're going to give you any sort of break on shipping. He basically said anybody not in North America is paying an arm and a leg to get this. So yeah, just
as someone who doesn't live in North America and has paid multiple arms and multiple legs for shipping stuff. Yeah. Right. Sorry, shipping is expensive.
It's good they grow back though. That's the.
I hope, yeah. But, otherwise I'd only be able to afford 4 things. Yeah.
So that was interesting, and they're going to have success with it because they've done it in the past, and this is their most ambitious, interesting timing. You know, especially like the holiday. Like people are already they've got a lot of money that they're putting out for holiday gifts and things and travel and everything. So it might be a little difficult, but this is their last chance before the WotC machine really gets going. We see what they're capable of doing. This is your last chance to say, hey, alternative over here. Yeah. So we'll see.
Cool.
All right, so that will do it for this week. So where can people find you?
On Blue Sky, or what's the other one? Instagram. It's HiveMind, HYVEMYND. And probably not a lot of updates as I do.
Yeah, so this will be our last weekly together, probably until the new year, right?
Oh, yeah. Make sure you add that caveat. This is the last week together. For the new year, right? Until the new year, right? Yeah. I am coming back.
So see ya.
See ya. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Chris will be back after the holidays, so I might wrangle Matt in a video window and help me out. But everyone's got holiday plans. So we'll see how our release goes during the holidays, the schedule. But hang in there, and if anyone is bored of their family, come over here. We've got lots of stuff going on. So I'm still doing my single panel gag cartoon, even though last week it didn't happen. But I draw abuse cartoons, and 2 cartoons a week. I do the live stream for that. And you can find that on YouTube and Twitch, as well as gocomics.com/domestic abuse.
A 20-year archive.
In a 20-year archive, yes. You can read it all Christmas time. And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters. Didn't miss McHugh that time. Yes. The intro messed me up. But yeah, all right.
Yes. Patreon.com/upturnedtable. And support us and tell us what you like. You can also become a member on the YouTube channel by clicking that join button below video. And also just listen to the audio for free on any podcast, however you get your podcasts. The audio for this full live stream goes onto the RSS feed for Patreon, so a little bit of extra bonus. And the video of just the podcast I've been re-uploading just in case people don't want all the screwing around before and after. Before and after. It's almost double. Yeah. So Yes, so upturntable.com and all that good stuff, and we're doing still the nightly readings of a chapter a night of Dementia, the third volume of the Apostle of Insanity trilogy. So if you want to get your Mutant Chronicles Warzone on, that would be how you do it. And I'm deeply affected by the 90s and all this extreme nonsense going on. So yes, so find us there. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back.
I'll be back next year.
Chris will be back next year. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, later, mortals.
Goodbye. All right. So how's everybody doing in the chat? It was good to see Orcus. I'm glad you could make it. And Matt, as always, wielding that wrench. Sorry. And Abyss, getting you up early. Get you staying up late and getting up early. All kinds of stuff. Nice. Yeah, so that's really funny. The doing the audiobook thing. It'll be nice. That'll be all 3 books. Like, this is it. We'll have finished. I'm gonna have to double up a few chapters, but I think the reason there's so many chapters is because they're all pretty short. So between like 15 and 20 minutes to do each chapter. So I'll have to, maybe closer to the holiday, I'll double up a few times and release them together, just so we can get through it. Yes, the accidental. That's right. Yeah, Wizards of the Coast, I can't imagine, and just because of, it seems like they've got bad communication and bad leadership, so they, yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going to handle this very well. They need to really tighten it up. Oh, yeah, the Vecna campaign. Yeah, they're definitely cashing in on the Stranger Things popularity, right? That was the big bad in whatever that latest season of Stranger Things was. Dude, how's it going? Nice. Yeah, the name of the awful TV show. Yes. Matt's gonna lob dead animals into Watsy's walled garden. Yeah, that's interesting that the Colville thing is going to be possibly another walled garden. Although he did specifically say that if you bought the books, you have them in the VTT. Like, it's not going to be, and they don't know the details yet. They don't know if they can do that. But their idea now, before it's finished, is that they don't want things to be separate. That if you already bought the system, you have it in there. Not going to be separating it, but yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, so Abyss is saying it probably about the money. Yeah, I'm sure that not compensating artists is a really bad idea. And especially if they do have recognizable styles that they can take somewhere else. And Come On is going to benefit from their art director leaving. Matt says a bunch of the Games Workshop employees just had the "Are we the baddies" moment. Nice. It would be, and they would probably do it in such a crappy stealth way because it might affect their stock price. So yeah, that could be a PR disaster for them, depending on how people take it, or they could just claim they were taken over by Necron. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, they're doing limited. So the MCDM RPG Abyss says they have one Ajax edition. Oh, how much is that? I don't even want to see a number on that. But that's their big. I guess their big bad in that setting. That's his. They're doing a miniature and some maps and stuff for that. I didn't look at much of the details on the back. Okay, come on. Yeah, but it's a bit pricey. Ajax $500. Nice, but you get both books in a case, and the digital books, and a resin miniature, and a cloth map, and limited edition dice, and a director screen for $500. Oh my god. Yeah. So $65. Maybe a single book. Maybe only the hero book is $40. $65 for both books PDF. $135 for both books hardcover. The limited edition is $250. That gives you books in a slipcase with fake leather and gold foil. And then the Ajax edition, which there is one. Oh no, it's sold out. It is sold out. Abyss got the last one. Wow. Yeah, they're not joking around. Yeah, the single book is $40 in PDF version. But if you join, I think they have a couple of different levels, but if you join their Patreon, you can get access to all their stuff right now. And I guess they've got a pretty active Discord as well. I don't know why I'm doing so much promotion for them. I don't think I'm ever going to be playing that game or not really interested. But yeah, it's funny. Well, yeah, I spent the train ride here listening to Colville's video introducing this, and it was quite an epic. That's funny. And it's gone. Yeah, Chris is Rick Priestley thing. We have to make that like an ongoing gag. I think it was when we were reading the War Master rules, and because there is that fan-made kind of new edition of those that streamlines some things and whatever. So I think Chris was looking at those and then looked at the original. I had the original book, and Chris was looking at that, just went on and on. So yeah, I'm suspecting agents of Priestley will show up at any time and make Chris pay for all of that slander. That is an icon. Oh, interesting. Abyss is saying the dude talks, but his walk is lackluster. Yeah, I haven't even looked. I mean, all I've heard is the success of the campaigns, and and how surprisingly successful like the Strongholds one, the one of the earlier ones was. Yeah, so I don't know. So Abyss says he's a pretty healthy person. That the whole TTRPG scene needs. Yeah, I mean, very honest. That was the cool thing, and not kind of trying to talk things up, being real straightforward, but really doing a lot of playtesting. And Orcus says the power fantasy aesthetic and the potential 2-year fulfillment date was a huge turnoff. Yeah, I think so. The price was high. How long it's going to take to get out there. Without getting involved, with their Patreon and stuff, you're not going to see stuff for a long time. That's a long ways off, but maybe they're just protecting themselves, to not be embarrassed, and also then that puts them, and they're just trying to avoid the whole window of next year, maybe. I don't know, because you don't want to release your VTT at the same time Wizards of the Coast is. I don't know. Matt says, nice guy, but he looks like he's halfway through a Wolfman transformation from the 1940s era Wolfman movies. Nice. At least they're honest about the timeline, says Abyss. People should know by now that any pre-production product is very not realistic with the timelines. Yeah, and they could run into all sorts of stumbles. And as soon as he said VTT, I'm like, are we kidding? And then they wanted to do box set supporting things. But he also said, none of this may happen. None of this is just, our dream of, if we're very well funded, what we want to do in the long term. And specifically saying they're going to hire like line producers for each of the settings. And, so there's going to be somebody to look at it. He said they were small, but it sounds like there's a few people, a few designers working. Yes. And Matt's saying kind of meh on the no GM roles things. Very hipster. And also Orcus. Also need to be clear with the type of game it was, so that it was clear if it was or wasn't for you. Right. Yeah. They were, that's true, and I think that's a good thing, instead of just being all hype and being like, you got to get out on this. Look at this. Look at how successful this is. This must be, because once they got into the descriptions, and when he was specifically talking about the character classes and you're generating these points and you can spend these points, like no, it's each class has their own little special points that have the special thing, and it started to become less and less interesting. But and I think they even say strategic, like they use the word strategic on their and the other odd thing is they wanted to have kind of mechanics and things for all the stuff that should be role play, like all the diplomacy and everything. They want to kind of spell it out, so it is kind of people coming from 4E or 5E that don't know how to do anything social in a game, just know how to do combat. They're trying to give you rules for negotiating and things that seems like the game master should be able to kind of deal with that. But so each kind of NPC or anybody that could be an obstacle to you has weaknesses and things that are going to be part of their description or their stat block. So how to how the players can get around them or whatever. I don't know. Yes. Yeah, no need to have a cut mechanic, that's for sure. Just fudge the NPC numbers to accelerate things. Good point, Matt. And Orcus is saying, right, but you the actual close the scene, not just shout cut. Yeah, that would be a little immersion breaking, I think, if the director is shouting cut all the time. It sounds like you're on the set of some cheesy fantasy B movie. That's a little odd, but yeah, it does. I mean, I guess they're just encouraging, saying when to make things. And also, he also in this giant introductory video, also talking about jumping, jumping around in time and things. How to control things. Need that invincible think meme. So that's what you do at a con when your game has run over 30 minutes so your players can get to the next game. Yell cut. Right. And Orcus says they seem to have enough to contract a time machine and then not just the extra time. Yeah, they're going to be pretty successful. The first 2 days they're already like right at the brink of 2 million. Yeah, that's nice. And Orcus is saying, yeah, that's the thing. 2 years out. Oh, yeah, I already read that. A shit ton of work and still playtesting to do. That's some video game early access beta BS. Yeah, that's true. And trying to pacify people by saying we can put it in your hands. He did encourage people to join the Patreon, but if you want access to the development versions of the game, that's how you do it. And Matt agrees with Chris's saying that, yeah, Orc is very unnecessary. Oh, and Orcus, I haven't looked seriously at the cover art. I just saw the kind of thumbnail for their video. How do we get out of this? Yeah, it is generic-y. It's not like stunning stuff, but at least it's drawn by people. Yeah, that's a lot of that stuff. That was the same thing with the Cobalt Press stuff. Most of the third-party developers, they've got inoffensive, generic-y fantasy art. I don't think there's anybody that's developed a really, found some artists or developed a really unique style that you can identify it very, specifically, very cleanly. That's these guys. Yeah, a lot of the third-party guys, and maybe just because they didn't want to step on any toes when they were, supporting 5e. But the art is, very meh. But it's not a push of it's not a text prompt. It's not an orchestrated text prompt. Yeah, that's the other thing that I worried about, because a lot of the terms that they were talking in kind of video game development terms, that can take some of the liveliness and I think some of the creativity and passion out of work, as if you use the kind of production style of video games. I think it might mess things up. Yeah, so hopefully the art in the books will be better. Yeah, it is. It's kind of that. Yeah, it is kind of that generic-y thing. The deluxe edition is always going to be the better choice then, says Abyss. Yeah, it looks better on the shelf. And it comes in a slipcase. Abyss is saying YouTube really has to remove that heart thing from chat. Oh yeah, is that like their imitation of Instagram? Isn't that like an Instagram thing? Yeah, I think they're trying to make live streams, everything compatible with that vertical, TikTok, Instagram reels or stories or whatever it is. Yeah, it's such a mess. It's a real mess. Oh, there's some hearts. Yes, and the YouTube can work on their live stream discoverability. Yeah, that would be nice. Then I wouldn't have to do so much editing. It's just for maybe just to add some kind of interaction, especially with a busy chat. Maybe when it's flying, I don't know, but yeah, because we don't see it. If we're not reading the chat, the people live streaming don't see it. I don't know. Because I think that's literally for this this kind of live streaming, which I think we'll probably do. Chris and I will just like send our smartphone video to you. Nice. Oh, so Orca says, I believe when you press the heart, it directly contacts to your Apple Wallet. Yes, it does. Yes, it takes 0.05 cents out of your account. Nobody's screaming BattleTech. Yes, yeah. Abyss says it's strange how artists are always getting shafted. It seems like because it is one of the more expensive parts. It's always the first thing that people want to cut down as cheap as possible. So Abyss is saying from Pixar to video games to just artwork for games or books, it's always just shorted. Yes, I would imagine. Miguel, how's it going? Arrived just in time to say hello. Oh yeah, I wonder. I'm not sure as far as because I guess it's going out as much as possible. Twitter, because it's now nothing can link automatically to Twitter anymore. We're streaming on Twitter, but I don't do notifications and things on Twitter anymore because they started charging money, so everybody dropped their connectivity. But I don't know, and I think it's helping the nightly audiobook post and things. I think help the channel get recommended more. So hopefully the live streams will get recommended more. There we go. Yes, Matt said BattleTech, and Miguel showed up. All right. BattleTech. Very cool. It's great to have everybody in the chat. I'm glad this is the best we can do, timing wise, because to get Chris on the cast, it's really hard to do after work, and I think that time North America is out. So this is the closest we're going to get to a happy medium, I think, for everybody's time zone. Wait, has Miguel been one of Matt's alt accounts this whole time? Miguel is K5. Oh no. I think K5 got busy with work because I see him on Facebook, but I think the schedule just is impossible. If you're doing like a 9 to 5 and you get up at 6, it's hard to do. Yes, we always have to see Matt. We need to see Matt's desktop the whole time to know he's not running sock accounts in this chat. Yeah, it's crazy. So Chris will be out for a few weeks, and I'll try to hit up Matt. But holiday schedules being what they are, we'll see how everything works. And we've got a not tomorrow, but a week next week, Matt will be running a mystery game, an RPG that we don't know anything about yet, but I will be making tokens for. But we don't know exactly what we'll be playing. So Matt's been preparing that. So we'll do a live stream of that, something a little festive, maybe a little holiday themed. Nice. Right, as long as we have Matt in a window. We should get Chris in a window. I wonder. I don't know what Chris's internet situation or anything is, but maybe I'll pester her into popping up. The timing might not work because East Coast, Philadelphia, so East Coast. It'll be brutal. Oh yeah, the gifted membership stuff. Yeah. I have no idea. I went through all the settings and everything should be opening up. There is a like when gifted memberships pop up, if you click on it, I think it brings up that setting whether you accept it or not. And then if you even if you just logged in, but then you log off the chat, if you were in the chat at any time, then they'll still go out to you. And I think even if you're if you've been on the chat at any time, I think you still get pulled in there. I think it happens on Miguel's end when that donation thing goes up. It appears at the top, and then when you click on it, then it asks if you want to turn that on or not. That's the only way I've seen it. I don't know if there's another way to access through settings, and it keeps changing. It seems like YouTube keeps moving everything around. Yeah, if you click, that's the thing. Yeah, so there's a bar below. Yeah, so Miguel gifted 1 membership, and there's a bar below that says allow gifts. And then let's do that. Yay, allow gifts. Oh shoot! Oh, you could. Okay. Well, I'm logged in as upturned table, so I better not be. I better not get any gifts. Matt has become a member. There we go. It's all happening now. All right. Nice. Yeah, there's a little thing there. And I think there's even... Oh, let me see. There we go. You can even see all the participants in chat. I didn't know that worked that way. Cool. Yeah, so click that allow gifts, Miguel. You could be the lucky recipient. Thank you, Abyss. That's very kind of you. Oh, shit. I'm not logged in. Matt and I keep getting... I should I'm not even logged in with that account. Oh, no. How did I'm not a participant in... I'm literally not in this chat. I don't know how I keep getting rewarded. I'm sorry, Abyss. Thank you so much for your kindness. Yeah, I definitely don't have that set up on here. YouTube is so much nonsense. Thank you so for your generosity, Abyss. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, I'll put up a so for any members, so Matt and I as members, and Abyss, of course, I'll put up the whole audio, like one giant audio file for the audiobook when it's done. So it'll probably be like 10 hours, like the other one's like over 10 hours. Like, yes, liking my own Facebook post. That's all I'm into, is getting memberships to my own channel and liking my own Facebook post. That's all I do. Oh no, now Matt's got all the emojis too. Oh man. Self-appreciation. Everyone's criticizing me being my own biggest fan. Yeah, I wasn't even part of that generation of self-esteem builders, so I don't know how I got to be this way. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I noticed that too with the I watch the live streams when the chapters go up, and it doesn't count if I'm watching it as upturned table. It doesn't even count as a view when it's watched. Very funny. Oh, Matt's got all the emojis now. Now he's dangerous. Yeah, what's another nominations or any suggestions are appreciated for new emojis for the membership? Oh yeah, wait, yeah. At least. That was like Matt and I. We did the our first video for 12 Gifts of Christmas, and we were using the Discord video, which is mirrored, so people don't get confused by how cameras work, and so all the text was backwards. So yeah, I had to pull apart the streaming and flip it over midstream. So yeah, that's part of the charm, right? That's part of the unprofessionalism is the part of the charm. Yes, it is. Yes, I pay, so YouTube gets a piece of it, and I keep just entertaining myself. If I watch my own videos, then I'm generating this perpetual motion machine. Yeah, it seems like too. YouTube is still having all kinds of advertiser trouble, like the ad spends and everything are getting less and less. They're having fewer and fewer videos. Like people just putting billions of hours of video up on YouTube, and they don't have enough ads to serve for it. So the center may not hold. Yeah, it would be a shame if people saw how badly this was going. But they can also watch how badly it's going on Twitch, and that's the thing. If you're watching this on Twitter or Twitch, you have no idea the ridiculousness that happens. Oh, Facebook as well. Yeah, that's another destination. Yeah, I hope some of these like alternative platforms, these people that are coming out and trying to Threads and Blue Sky and stuff start to have options to stream, because otherwise it's I'm gonna like my own video just to spite Matt, because there's not a lot of options for destinations, and there's like some hoops you got to jump through for Instagram. You have to be a certain level of activity or something, because it just is a feature they decide to turn on. So we'll see. Yeah, if you guys have any place that it would be good to stream to, also let me know. The drama of gifted memberships every time. Oh yeah, I think the oh yeah, thanks dude. Yeah, the stream does seem to be much more delayed on Twitch. I notice it's much later, like when I log off. Not okay. Matt's just downvoted Kick. Yeah, I need an alternative to Kick, don't I? Yeah, where was it going before? It was going somewhere else. What's the let's do more stupid things live. Yeah, the TikTok. Yeah, that's right. So if we could live stream to TikTok, but it'll just be this. It'll just do the center of the video, so that our TikTok will just be us talking and then chat running up the middle. Oh, I guess they just added Amazon Live. That's weird. Yeah, there's a bunch of nonsense. Steam. We could live stream to Steam. That sounds like a good time. Yeah, very funny. Oh, Telegram as well. Guess we'd need a Telegram account to do that. We'd be there with all the war footage and all the weird encrypted nonsense that's going on. Oh, I think the place that we stopped streaming isn't even here anymore. Oh, very weird. Yeah, they keep changing kind of what's going on. Yeah, and I wonder too if it was I guess we could upload it then later, but we'd lose the interactivity of YouTube. But we can like stream it to the Upturned Table website. Like there's a custom RMTP server that you can do, and just put it in a window on the website. But yeah, then you lose all the nonsense. Oh, OnlyFans. Yeah, we got to do the OnlyFans. I really want to. That would be so fun to do an OnlyFans for Chris, and it's just like game design videos and sessions. Yeah. What the heck is Amazon Live? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. Yeah, that's so funny. The thing that I wonder like how pure those intentions were, but the early kind of description for OnlyFans is like literally connecting like whatever level sub-level celebrity could connect directly with fans and have like do video diaries and stuff. And then it just turned to porn and stuff. I guess if they allowed it, if they allowed adult material, then of course it's going to be the hive of scum and villainy that it is. But yeah, that seems very funny. The how it just became like that name just became synonymous with the new wave of porn. Ooh, fake sumo costumes, nice. Well, pretty soon I won't even need a fake sumo costume. Maybe after the holidays I'll actually be in a decent weight class. Humanity's last, Abyss calls TikTok is where humanity's last bit of dignity goes to die. Yeah, I just want to start shouting things directly into my phone. I think that would make good content for tabletop. Yeah, I think the dignity definitely goes out the window. Bent over the upturned table. Matt has named it. Yes. Bent over the upturned table. Yeah, haven't they tried that? There's been multiple attempts at doing like D&D with porn stars and D&D with cam girls and stuff. Yeah, they've tried to make that work, but I guess it just not a good mix. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I think Abyss makes a good point. Yeah, how far are you willing to go once the OnlyFans money starts pouring in? Yeah, that's you don't want to find You don't want to find your success in a horrible way or in an unpleasant way to do things or to make things, because that's what happens. You become the author of Winnie the Pooh. You're never taken seriously. Nice. Oh yeah, Matt, you got to remember your duties. You're wielding the wrench. Shaking my head. Oh, I was only listening to his video. I didn't watch. Corrupted Matt Covell. Nice. Yeah. His he presents things well, but for some reason it was hard to listen. It was hard to listen to him go on that long. I guess some people, because they live stream a bunch, that MCDM stuff. They do a ton of live streams and stuff. But yeah, he's not super easy to listen to. Miguel said, "Did you have a weekly? Why is this guy working at Wizard still?" Oh, we didn't. I was too into my. We need a bigger number. Yeah, once we hit another big number. But yeah, I did my my '90s intro. Yeah, Kyle update. Where is Kyle? What's Kyle at? I think 321. The guy just won't quit. Yeah, now it's we're getting there, just a few more months. 321. Day 321, Brink Watch. It's gonna be a it's gonna be a long year. That'll be fun. He'll hit 1 year, right, as the anniversary festivities. Maybe that'll be part of the, it'll be like a Wicker Man. A Wicker Man thing. Part of the good luck and prosperity for this update, the 2024 update, is they'll have to burn Kyle in effigy, or not in effigy. They'll have to burn Kyle in a giant Wicker Man as an offering for good for the stockholders and everybody to be well taken care of. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I really wonder how that's all gonna go, because they're gonna promote themselves. But Magic did a bad job. I think we already had the test run. We had 30 years. Magic the Gathering did 30 years last year or whenever, year before, and they did a very bad job of it. A lot of the stuff, there was like a chair, like a $250 chair that was covered with Magic the Gathering artwork, and there's just like really random odd things. And then of course those nonsense decks, those $100-something of useless cards that they were trying to sell. We can just sit here and watch MCDM break 2 million. I'm sure they're going to do that stream, right? Oh, that's right. Matt wants Kyle to sign his D&D WotC history book and then smack him with it. Oh man, yeah. I thought that was really weird that they made such an effort, because people are doing much better histories of D&D than I think WotC ever would do. But they got John Peterson to kind of, I don't know, just coordinate the whole. And maybe he was like so anxious to actually see some of that correspondence and stuff, it was easy to get him. But he's going to curate, whatever they're doing for that book. So they're going to do a big 500-page history of first, like 70 to 76 D&D. Yeah, I don't know. And that was the thing. I got the Art and Arcana book was super cheap, and because Peterson's name was on it, I wanted to see kind of how they presented stuff. And they did a lot of nice presentation of the early art, and especially the early magazine ads and comic book ads and stuff. There's a lot of great archival stuff in there. But really, if you compare it to what Goodman Games does for those reincarnated modules, they do those big hardcovers for, Temple of Elemental Evil and the kind of classic D&D modules. What they do for the kind of retrospective stuff is pretty impressive, and that's not even their stuff. It's they're just doing like a 5e and reprinting stuff, and they do a really nice job. The presentation for those is great. So yeah, Wizards has to up their game. I mean, it's their stuff. They should be presenting it like as beautifully as possible. And some of the way some of the art is reproduced in the Art and Arcana book, it's just okay. It should have been much more luscious in its presentation. Yeah, right. Miguel says it's D&D 70 to 76 according to Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, that'll be the footnotes. It'll be all the footnotes will be Kyle's commentary. More white guys from Wisconsin, or what's? Oh God, I can't stand this. Let's go to Lake Geneva, Matt says, and film a really bad fly on the wall D&D documentary. Yeah, we should, or just the state of the dungeon, that store that is in the original house. Oh, yeah, the subscription is coming. Abyss says you should get Kyle to sign old 2E D&D stuff, and talk to Kyle about how amazing TSR is, and how thank him for making TSR so amazing. That would be great, actually. Oh, and Orcus says, yeah, the book has a full reprint of the original white box in it. Oh, suddenly the angry gardener my age temporarily rescinded their boycott. Oh, yeah. If they're going to, completely reproduce, that's going to be hard to pass. But they're going to do a huge distribution, too, so I'm sure it'll be easy to get get that on the cheap. What is Kyle Brink the hero? I missed Abyss's comment. Oh man, yeah. They really, it's strange. It's strange that they're doing that, but they probably are obviously seeing a lot of other people making money off of that. But that was a really strange choice because they had their weird. And maybe they're just trying to say, hey, D&D has always had its troubles, right? Let's revisit the Gygax Arneson debate and not pay attention to the OGL. That's oh man. Oh, Matt's saying my cousin grew up with Anson Maddox and Mark Teeden, and he has a 1E DM's guide that they doodled in when they were kids. Oh, that's so cool. Wow. Yeah, I love all the when they reproduce the typewriter, laid out books and stuff. Yeah, because that's what Monsters is doing with that 0 edition they're including in the their 2.7 update. So we get a reproduction of what it looked like in the 70s, complete with the I don't know what that binding is called, but that little kind of curly plastic clip binding. That goes. It's kind of like a fake spiral bound thing, a closed spiral bound. Yeah, the Kyle's white guilt is overpowering. Maybe that needs to be its own mechanic in 5e. Oh man, Magic the Gathering legendary artist for the uninitiated. Yeah, so that's gonna be crazy. So yeah, get ready, Matt. I'll try to rope you in for next week's weekly, and and maybe we should do a towards the end of December kind of a year in review thing, because there's a lot of bad WotC news. We get to a Kyle Brink retrospective, every one of his pandering appearances on every podcast, greatest hits of the panderer. Nice. Oh yes, early Magic the Gathering artists. Nice. 2023 Wizards would probably have kittens with that old lore. Oh, there we go, Orcus with Behind the Brink. Yeah, VH1 style. How could one man be so guilty and ashamed of his own background? He just won't leave. Yes, get ready for the redacted game. Yes, so next weekend. Oh, Matt's hinting with some emojis. Yes, and I got to get you some token art. Oh yeah, Abyss. We'll get hopefully not before the new year, but by the new year I'll get the little store thing going at the bottom of the channel, so you'll have access to the mugs and shirts and stuff. I've done layouts for. I was just trying to find a good vendor for that, and I think I did. Yes, late Christmas present for for Abyss. Oh, that should be a level. There should be a mug level. Oh no, that gets into a whole ugly thing. We don't want to start any mug clubs, but we should have a mug level for the memberships. Nice. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Orcus. Good to see you. I love what you're doing on the channel, and very good. Yeah, take care, and we'll be checking out your stuff. Very cool, and have a good holiday if we don't see you before the new year. Oh, nice. Oh, book. Oh yeah, book memberships. Nice. Abyss. Thank you. Yeah, I've got to go through the the membership levels. Well, good. Well, everybody take care and have a good week. Nice. So, premium book subscriptions. Oh, yeah. Let me look back into that. But yeah, everybody take care, and I'll be back next week, hopefully with Matt. Hopefully not a solo cast, but you never know. So Matt keeps hinting Santa Plus. Is that who is the Santa Plus Islam? Hint. Abyss says they're releasing the Malazan series next. Oh, yes. Till then, happy holidays. Nice. Oh yeah. So next week. So it won't be tomorrow. So after the next weekly, Matt will be running some stuff. Malazan. Cool. Oh, nice. All right. Well, everybody, take care. And so just the audiobooks will continue, and hopefully Matt and I after this week, Matt and I will get together for some more live streams for those 12 games that we need to open up for the end of the year. And there we go. Friday 8 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, not next Friday, not this Friday, the Friday after next. Pearl Harbor Day for the Yanks. Happy Pearl Harbor Day. All right. So thanks everybody for your support and memberships, and thanks for the new people. There've been several free signups on the Patreon, so thank you for doing that to get notifications of stuff we're posting. So have a good week, and we'll be back again to do this next week. So thanks again, and see you soon. Goodbye.